Hello friends, welcome to this week's Make and Take. This week we are making this absolutely adorable Nacho card. This is a pretty silly card, and it's funny because we always make cards for people on their birthday, of course, but this card is for specifically not a birthday. So we have nachos, guacamole, sour cream on the front, and then on the inside it says, I know it's Nacho birthday, but I wanted to celebrate you anyway! Yay! And then we have more little nachos inside. It's super, super fun and absolutely adorable. All right, so let's get started. So we have our little kit here. Let's open it up and see what we got. All the little bits and pieces. Oh, olives! As we're putting our craft together and building our nachos, I understand that there's probably going to be some people that are like, ooh, I don't like those certain ingredients. Like maybe you don't want tomatoes on your nachos, or maybe you don't want olives on your nachos, and that's totally fine. You should make the nachos that make the most sense for you. All right, so this is going to be the card base. We're going to decorate this, but we're going to wait. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put together all of the ingredients first. Once all of our ingredients are made, then we'll start putting everything together. Okay, so in your little kit there, you have your card base. This is the sentiment piece. We can go ahead right now and just cut this in half. We're going to put that to the side, and then this is a little bit of mounting tape. It's a little bit of dimensional tape. We're going to come back to this, so go ahead and just set that to the side as well. And once we put everything together, we're going to need that little piece. Okay, so here we go. All right, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to do the chips, which is of course the main part when you're making nachos at home. So this paper here is normally this color. We have inked it for you, so then that way it looks like the chips are toasty. And what you're going to do is you're just going to take your scissors. I have both strips together, and we are going to cut these into a whole bunch of triangles. Yay, triangles! A whole bunch of chips. All right, so there's our chips. That was a very easy ingredient to create. All right, next we're going to do cheese. Now, of course, you have these pieces here. We are going to cut this up to make the shredded cheese part. And then we are also going to make a melted cheese. So with these little strips here, we're going to just cut these into little shredded parts. Because you know when you make nachos and you put them in the oven or the microwave or wherever you make your nachos, and then you take them out, there's always the little pieces of shredded cheese that just didn't quite melt all the way. And that's what that is going to symbolize. All right, for the yellow paper here, we're going to cut the paper into little blobs. And I would say you're probably going to need 3 to 4 blobs. And your blobs can be whatever size you would like. I would recommend at least making one large, but you can make them whatever shape your heart desires. Because you know how it is with cheese, is that it doesn't always melt super evenly. Alright, that's 3. I bet I can get one more little blob here. Alright, so there we have our different little blobs. And then we have, of course, our olives. All of the olives are ready to go, so we're going to set those to the side. This is going to be the tomatoes. We're going to do our chopped tomatoes, so let's go ahead and chop those up with our scissors. Chop, 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 chop into little squares. Yay, tomatoes! And then this green piece here is actually going to be a green onion. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to take my fingers here and I'm going to roll it up. I'm going to use a little tiny dot of white glue to roll that into. And then once I've stuck that on there, then I'm going to cut it. So that way we have this cute little coil of green onion. And then once you have it coiled up, you can smash it because, of course, this is a greeting card and eventually it's going to need to go into an envelope. You can make as many pieces of green onion or sliced green onion as you would like. I'm going to make as many as I can here from my little strip of green paper. If you're having a hard time rolling this up, you can also wrap it like around a skewer, and that would be helpful. And then all you have to do is just slide it off and glue it together. All right, I bet I can get 2 more pieces of green onion in there. 1, and the last one. Boop, 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 boop. All right, there we go. 2 green onions. All right. Okay, so once you have all your green onions, those are going to go to the side. This brown paper here is going to be the ground beef, so we're just going to rip that into little pieces. And then we're going to crinkle that up to be the ground beef. I know, it's so silly. I love making food themed cards. I don't know why. I just love food themed crafts so much. They're so silly. Do you guys remember the Taco Craft? Oh my gosh, so fun. What other ones have we done? Oh, there was the pizza book. That was also really cute. The avocado card. Ah, yes. Oh, and I like you more than cheese. Wow, we've done a lot of different food themed ones. Okay. All right, so that's the ground beef. Look at all of our amazing ingredients. They're like ready for nachos. Okay, so you probably figured this out, but this is going to be your guacamole and sour cream. So we're going to make 2 blobs each, a large blob and a small blob out of each paper. So I have my large blob of guacamole and then slightly smaller blob, also of guacamole. And then this is going to be the sour cream, same situation. A large dollop or a large blob of sour cream. I think dollop is probably more accurate. And then we have a slightly smaller dollop or blob of sour cream. All right, finally we have all the ingredients. Okay, so now it's time to break out this mounting tape, this little piece of tape here. What we're going to do here is we're going to pull it off. Oh goodness, this is not sticky as it should be. It should have been sticky on both sides and able to peel off, but since it's not, we're going to do it this way instead. Go ahead and cut that in half. Peel off that top layer. Hopefully the top layer comes off and does not just stay behind like it did for me. All right, okay, so we have our 2 layers. What we're gonna do here is we're just gonna use white glue on the backside of the plastic there, and we're gonna stick that into the middle of our guacamole. And then this top piece of the mounting tape hopefully is sticky, and if so, you can take your second blob and just stick it right on top. Excellent, so now we have our dimensional layers there. We're gonna do the same thing with our sour cream. Again, I'm just gonna put glue on the backside of this little piece of plastic, stick that on there, and then hopefully this piece of double-sided tape is still sticky on top, and this is just gonna set in place right there on top. Oh, that kind of works, but not really. So I'm gonna add some glue to this. Hopefully yours is extra sticky, but if it's not, you can add some glue to that, and then you're just gonna stick that right on top of that. We just need it to have some dimension. All right, and I'm gonna set that to the side while that dries. Okay. So those are going to the side for the time being. All right, it's time to create our nachos. Okay, so the very first thing we're going to start with actually is going to be the cheese. You would think it's going to be the chips, but it's actually going to be the cheese. So we're going to lay that out. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to put a line of glue right down the center of my blob of cheese. And that way, if we need to tuck things around or in it, we certainly can. Again, I'm just going to do a line of glue on the small little blob of cheese and do it down here in the corner. And I'm going to do one more blob, and I think I'm going to do it kind of down here. Ooh, maybe we'll do the smaller one. Again, just a line of glue right in the center there. I'm gonna do my 3rd blob of cheese there. And I'm gonna save this for the inside, so I'm setting that to the side. All right, next, it's time to do some chips. So I'm just gonna kind of sprinkle some chips down, like so. Yes, lots of chips, and I have a few left over for the inside, so we'll save those. Another chip down here, I think. You don't feel obligated to use all of the ingredients. If they don't all fit, then they don't all fit, and that's okay. So in order to stick these down, what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to hold this in place and kind of go underneath with my fine line glue and just kind of tuck my fine line glue applicator in there and squeeze out some glue and just kind of press it in place. So that way things don't move too much. But now, of course, I don't want things hanging off of the edges because I do still need to be able to put my greeting card into an envelope. Pull those up, put some glue underneath, press those back down, peel this up, glue underneath, press it back down. Boop, boop, boop. And this guy. All right. Okay. All right, so you can kind of shake this off and make sure no chips are falling off. Oh, I found a chip falling off, so I'm gonna glue that down. Okay, now it's time to put on our sprinkled cheese. So to put on sprinkled cheese, I'm literally just going to sprinkle cheese on here. I know, so silly. And then, just like before, I'm just going to lift these up and put like a little tiny line of glue under each little piece of cheese. You could also just do a single dot if you would like. And if you're using a white glue, hopefully it's a glue that dries clear. And if that's the case, if you're a little messy, it's okay because that means that your glue will dry clear, so you don't have to worry if you've been a little messy with it. Because you'll know that you won't be able to see the glue with your elbow. Oh my goodness, so many little parts, so many little parts. So many parts. I missed a piece of shredded cheese. All right. Oh, let's do another one here. I have an extra. Okay, so once you have all your shredded cheese down, now it's going to put on your other ingredients. I'm just going to sprinkle ingredients on here, and I'm going to save at least a little bit for the inside. Sprinkle, sprinkle, sprinkle. Oh my gosh, so cute. And let's see here. All right. So let's go ahead and glue our green onions in place. If the sprinkling technique is not working for you, you can just do tiny little dots of glue and then just stick things on individually. I like to do the sprinkling technique because then things truly do look random versus, you know, when you're trying to make something look random and then it ends up looking too even or too perfect. So sometimes the sprinkling technique can be nice for that. So in case you're wondering why I do that. Okay, so for the ground beef, that's going to be much harder to just sprinkle on because they're kind of bulky. So I am putting little dots of glue down where I'm just going to stick on my ground beef. Now, I did not think about this, but you should think about this, where your guacamole and sour cream is going to go. All right, okay. Ground beef I'm saving for the inside, and now it's time to do the olives. So for doing the olives, I actually recommend doing this slightly differently. I have all my olives laid out here, and I'm just going to put a little dot of glue onto each olive. There we go. And in that way, I'm just going to stick those down. And some of the olives I'm going to kind of tuck underneath other things. Might have some kind of overlapping a little bit. Maybe you're silly and you want to create like a little face, like a little hidden face. Now would be a great time to do that. Okay, so now we have our guacamole and our sour cream. I'm going to do dot groupings, which is a big dot and a few little dots. I'm going to do that kind of all over the place. And that's going to kind of make it look like seasoning or maybe pepper. Because I find that when you have added little dots, sometimes it makes it look not so stark and so boring. By adding a little bit of texture, just makes it look a little bit more interesting. Okay, so I'm going to put my guacamole down there, and my sour cream I'm probably also going to put maybe up here. I'm going to kind of layer that a little bit. So I'm going to put some white glue on the back side of that guy and press that in place. And we're going to do the same thing up here with my sour cream. And if you need to trim your sour cream because it's just a little bit too big, feel free to do so. I am definitely going to have to do that because my sour cream is just a bit too large. All right, so there's our front of our card. Yes, little nachos, so cute. Then on the inside, I'm going to put my sentiment. Since I know it's Nacho birthday, I'm going to trim this down so that the sentiment's just a little bit shorter. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the other sentiment here, so it's just a little bit shorter. All right, so you can figure out whatever layout you'd like to do if you want to glue it on the left or on the right, on the top, on the bottom. But I'm going to do this part first that says, I know it's Nacho birthday. Now I'm going to hang this off at the edge a little bit just so I can get that sentiment strip a little bit straighter there. And then at the bottom down here is where I'm going to put my second sentiment. I'm going to kind of offset it just slightly and put my other little nachos right here in the center. You can put yours wherever you want. Okay. All right, so now for my other nachos. Actually, maybe I'll put my nachos up. No, I'll put them here. Sorry, I'm trying to decide what I want to do here. I'm just going to put a bunch of squigglies of glue, not a lot of glue, but enough to actually lay down a few different ingredients. I have my cheese there. I'm going to lay my chips on next. You might need to format this a little bit so you can kind of you can arrange it whatever way makes the most sense for you. This might be where you write your message over here on the left, or maybe you want to write your message on some of the chips. Maybe you want to do as many chips as I do, but I'm doing a lot of chips. All right, and now I'm going to do some shredded cheese. And you can see I'm doing a slightly different technique where I just do the dots first and then I put the cheese on versus sprinkling and then lifting up and trying to arrange that. All right, and now my ground beef. Now for your ground beef, for the inside of the card needs to be actually flat. So you're probably, for your ground beef, going to need to pull those apart a little bit and spread them out a little bit, so then that way you can actually stick them down flat. Now I'm going to do my tomatoes. Oh gosh, make sure your card can still close. I just realized that I'm kind of over that fold line. It's really difficult for my card to close. Right. So I've made a decision that if I'm going to write a message here, it's going to be right here on this one little chip. This one little chip. All right, so you can decide if you want to put all the rest of your ingredients or if you want to kind of mix and match. I decided that I'm going to leave off some of the more bulkier ground beef there, and there was one chip I did not use, but everything else I did actually fit in here. All right, there we have the Nacho birthday card. I know it's Nacho birthday, but I wanted to celebrate you anyway. Yay! All right, friends, thanks for joining us for this week's Make and Take. Have a wonderful day, friends. Bye-bye.